Good afternoon. I'm before you. 90-Day Fiance, More to Love. And today I'm going to focus in on Steve, who's 19, and Olga, who's, Steve, yeah, both of them are 19. Olga's from Russia. They have had a baby. And Steve grew up without his father, very, very determined not to have his newborn son, grow up without his father, because all of Steve's 19 years, he wanted what he wanted, and he didn't get a lot of it. Now he's still determined to get whatever he wants. He's not being very nice to Olga because he doesn't understand that when a baby is born, the mother is going through some withdrawal symptoms. The baby's no longer in her womb, and there's symptoms that she's going through that he does not understand. He thinks at this point that she doesn't love him. He says that when they were together, when they first met, she was always happy to see him and did this and that, and she's not responding the same way. Well, I mean, this day after she had the baby, he cussed her out because he was uptight and upset with the doctor not allowing him to stay overnight at the hospital with her and the baby. So is that Olga's fault? I don't think so. She may have known that those are the customs that they have in Russia, but it's not her fault, you know. And as a child, Steve is acting, I can't say like a 19-year-old, because I've known 19-year-old mature people to act a whole lot better. Steve is acting more like a 3 or 4-year-old. No understanding at all. And now he's decided, since it appears that she doesn't even want to marry this guy. It's enough that she's had a baby by him, and he's jealous, literally jealous of the time that she's given this baby. He wants his time. So she has 2 babies. Steve is another baby, is a grown-up baby. And he feels like she doesn't want to marry him. And you know what? I don't think it would be a good idea. What do you think? Do you think it would be a good idea that they get married just because they have a baby together? Let me know in the comments what you think. Now, Steve has invested, I know he's invested money to come to Russia to be with her while she gives birth. They have extended, the hospital has extended themselves and allowing him to be there because she had an operation. She needs time to heal. She's been cut open, and he's acting as though she should be going skipping down the street with him. This guy does not have a clue. And being so, how can he make her happy or even the child happy? It doesn't look like there's going to be a good or outcome unless they get some serious counseling. But they have to agree on that. Will he agree? Is he mature enough to agree? Because at this point, he sees no wrong on his part. Everything is, she's responsible for everything that has happened to him. And if she allows it, God help her. God help her. Okay, they have this baby together. And at this point, you can almost say, poor child. Poor child. And the baby has a skin infection, and this is costing him money. He doesn't know how to speak Russian when he goes for the medication. That's a problem. Language barrier between the two of them is a problem. Either way you take it, she's in pain, and she's not smiling because he's calling her names and being just downright rude to her. I know he didn't have a father growing up, or no kind of guidance from a male figure, as it seems. But to be rude to her and blame her, she's only 19 herself. How much growing up has she done? But she seems more mature than he does. She knows she loves her child. She knows she has to feed the child. She's saving him money just breastfeeding. He doesn't have a clue as to how much that would cost him if she didn't do it. It's just, now I've seen situations where it did get better, but I don't see that with Olga and Steve. Should they get married under these circumstances without counseling? Because they haven't had an ounce of counseling. He left home, and it seems as though if I remember correctly, he did not get along with his natural mother. He lived with his grandmother, his grandparents, and they tried to give him as much guidance as they possibly could. But his father was out of the picture for him. So he was a problem in school. He was a problem in school because it's I want my way or the highway. Nobody gets everything they want. Nobody gets their way all of the time. But he seems to think that she owes him, and it's just a matter of just yelling at her, calling her names and stuff like that. One step leads to another. It's a matter of time before he becomes physically abusive towards her, as well as towards the child as he grows up, because he's a child just like that child, and they swing out. They swing out at each other. The child, what kind of structure can he give this child if he has no structure? What kind of structure can he give a marriage if he's never seen a good marriage? So it doesn't look good. Let me know what you think. How far will they go, and will they make it? What are some of the things that if they do, they can get better? But it's going to take some time to undo the damage that's been done to this boy, and I call him a boy, he's a long way from a man, for 19 years. A lot of damage has been done to him, and he's passing the blame over to Olga. Let me know what you think in the comments, and do subscribe.